So it's been a massive success then, Dallas. You've already got a second series.
We do. Thank you.
Thank you. What is it about a programme which really kind of summed up the 80s, which you thought, would work in 2012?
I never thought of it that way. I never thought that summed up the 80s, although I suppose it did. And maybe 30 years from now, they'll say that, Dallas 2.0 summed up whatever they're going to call this decade. But I love the idea of a family show, of a show that has those great basic conflicts that are Greek and Shakespearean. I mean, I don't mean to sound pretentious because it's Dallas, which is hopefully the best entertainment you can have on television, but it's not any different. Families who fight over land, over their birthrights, sibling rivalry, triangles, betrayals, secrets. We have signs up on our wall in the writer's room so that we can remember whenever there's a problem, just look up. It's either, go with a betrayal, a secret, a scheming, I don't know, we have like 5 or 6 signs like that. And I think that works in any entertainment.
It seems much faster than the old Dallas.
Oh, yes.
In that you're packing such a lot of plot into each episode.
How much have you seen?
I've seen the first 8, up to when John Ross gets arrested for martyrdom.
Okay, yeah.
We better not give too much away.
Yeah. You can't say that.
We'll edit that bit out. Was that a guiding principle that you felt that you had to keep pace with 21st century?
Yes and no. No one set out to say, let's make them faster, but clearly, we're all younger and, we're used to that. And so I think, audiences are just more sophisticated and expect more. So I think if we had done the pace of the old show, it would be very slow. And so clearly we were just really ramping it up. And as you know, I mean, the first 2 are quaint compared to how fast it gets. And we had several hairpin turns in there. And I just thought that would be fun to do it that way. So people are sort of breathless and gasping, at every act break and certainly at the end of every show, of every episode.
Cliffhangers are so important.
Great. Cliffhangers are everything. I literally approached the first season with the cliffhangers first. Like I knew, I'm not going to say it, but I knew certain people weren't what you expected, and, a year and a half before we were picked up to series.
Everyone apart from Bobby really isn't who they first appear to be. Do you think that's a fair comment?
It's possible, yes. Yes.
And I take it you were a fan of the show then, were you?
I was not. Not that I wasn't a fan. I just didn't watch. I was doing something else with my life, I suppose, in my early 20s, on Friday nights. But I certainly became one. I started watching before I wrote the pilot, from the pilot from 1978.
Yes.
And I did not watch all 357, but I watched a lot of them.
Was there a bit of a buzz then when you shot your initial scenes with Patrick and Larry?
It was for them, and it was very touching when the 3 of them arrived at South Fork for the first time in a long time. And they got all misty-eyed and thought, wow, it's like we've been on hiatus for 20 years, and here we are, we're back at work. And it was lovely.
At what point then, once the series started to air in America, did you realise that you had a hit on your hands?
Well, the premiere was pretty good, and you weren't there, but TNT is just phenomenal at advertising, and everywhere I went, there was some gigantic billboard. There's one corner in Los Angeles that had 5 billboards, and it went around 360 degrees, and it had all the main characters, and everywhere you looked, there was, one of the characters. And in Times Square, there was this fantastic giant one. There were 2, and on Broadway there's one also, the one with the shower.
The shower, yeah,
there was one that had shower with real steam coming out of it, and a cowboy in a duster and a shadow behind the shower curtain, and that was like that for a week. And then they peeled back the curtain, and then there were all the characters in the shower with towels. Yes, that took a lot of convincing, by the way, because it's not a campy show. You should be delighted and having a wonderful time while you're watching, but it's not camp,
No.
And that was not the key art. That was just sort of a teaser.
And I think to say.
Very little, a small question.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay then. And do you feel that JR is ready to kind of hand over the reins to John Ross, or is he just going to be as mean and devilish.
I think JR will be devilish as we expect. I mean, he's not ready to hand over the reins.
No.
You know, somebody, as he gives his son the advice in one of the episodes you must have seen, it's like power is not something someone gives you, it's something you take by force.
And Jock said that in the original series.
In the original series,
Yeah.
right.